All right. Hello, everyone. It's Victoria with Century 21 Lighthouse Realty. And I have my good friend here, Miss Rachel Broadwell. She is with Envoy Mortgage. Hi, Rachel. How are you?
Hi, Victoria. I'm great. How are you?
Awesome. I'm doing good. How are you doing in this quarantine crisis we're going through?
I'm hanging in there. There's no casualties yet, so
Awesome. Oh, you're doing good.
yeah.
That's awesome. Well, I know you are facing some challenges right now, especially with homeschooling. But I'm sure you're doing fine, right?
Yeah. Best I can.
Okay. Well, tell us a little bit about your company.
Okay, so Envoy Mortgage is a direct lender. Um, we are out of Houston, Texas. We're licensed in 48 states, um, and we're just awesome.
Awesome.
We're that's all I can say. They have me.
Right, exactly. What challenges have you guys faced through this crisis at hand that we're faced with, and how have you been basically solving these issues?
So we're faced with, I guess, about 3 weeks to a month ago, we started implementing some overlays
Okay.
because of the volatility of the market.
Mhm.
And it's been challenging because my space is with credit scores, from 580 to about 660. That's typically what I get. I do a lot of FHA, a lot of VA. So it's kind of put a damper on my business when it comes to that because the new guidelines, we have new overlays. So it's tough, but I'm just making sure if the client's not quite there, I educate them on credit and basically give them steps to implement until they can get to where they need to be to purchase. So
Exactly. That's awesome. Okay, so with that being said, have you had any issues with appraisals or your insurance when facilitating the sales?
not so much insurance that I've seen, but definitely appraisals. Yeah, we're doing a lot of drive-by out exterior appraisals right now.
Mhm.
They're not like VA, they're not letting the VA appraisers inside of the property to appraise the house. So a lot of desktop appraisals. There's a lot of appraisal delays, like our panel, matter of fact, one today, it's FHA. We actually had to go outside of our panel to just like a outsourced appraiser to get the appraiser to even get the appraisal back by May 4th. And it's what, the 23rd of April. We would expect it in at least 10 days.
Exactly.
Um, so, so
Yeah.
yeah.
All right. Well, tell me something about your first-time home buyer programs. Do you guys have any right now?
So bonds are on hold right now,
Mhm.
at least with Envoy. I know a lot of the other direct lenders are doing the same. They're implementing. We're kind of all falling, into the same bucket right now. But we still have home ready, home possible. That's the conventional 3% down. There's some DTI requirements and stuff like that. But that's kind of the first time home buyer. The pricing's a little bit better on the rate.
Mhm.
And of course, FHA is always good for a first time home buyer because it lets, you get the higher debt to income ratio and the 3.5% down. So.
Perfect. Now, tell me a little bit more. Can we dive into the debt to income ratio and what they
So
need to know?
it honestly depends. It depends how much reserves they have, but typically conventional is 43%. So home possible and home ready says they go to like 54%, something like that. But it's hard when I run the desktop underwriting system to even get an approved eligible if they don't have a lot of assets, a lot of reserves, a very good credit score. If they're at like a 620 and their ratios of 47 or a 48, maybe a 50%, it's nearly impossible.
Gotcha.
So it just depends. It's based upon the risk.
Okay. And I know, considering the circumstances right now, do you guys have any other special programs going on?
So no, we don't. It's very vanilla right now. Very FHA, VA, conventional. Our non-QM products are gone right now. our jumbo product. I mean, we have a few because we broker some stuff too, but a lot of it is gone
Gotcha.
for the time being.
Yes, yes, it's timing right now. And what would you say about what documents would they need to bring into you to get started with the pre-approval process?
So we have a really cool system. They can go on and do the application, make their own account. They can upload documents to the system. It'll tell you once your application's done, like what documents we need, but typically 30 days most recent pay stubs, 60 days asset statements, no gaps, last 2 years W-2s, and that's pretty much it to get started. If you have like a certain situation, you know, if you're self-employed, 2 years tax returns, you know, stuff like that. But typically just those 3 things will get you started with the process and get you in for a pre-approval.
Awesome, awesome. Okay. Well, let's see. So give us some insight about what the interest rates are looking like now that you're
So,
seeing.
so interest rates are still at an all-time low. I mean, it just depends because rate is relative to risk. So what's your LTV? What's your credit score? How many reserves do you have? What your assets look like? So it just depends. I mean, I'm seeing VA in the low 3% still. FHA, same kind of mid. Conventional is always a little bit higher. It just depends. 15-year, you're going to see in the low 3s. 30-year, you're going to see kind of up there in the high 3s, maybe even 4s, like I said, depending on the risk.
No.
But they look great. I mean, when it's based upon rate, it's an amazing time to buy. Like, if you have everything you need, go for it.
That's the thing, is having everything you need, having the cushion. Don't just go buy just to buy. Make sure you have that savings account that's going to cover any extra expenses as well. So I know now is the time to start saving, even if they're looking in a year out. You need to get with the lender, with you or your company, to start saving, figuring out what kind of credit score they're looking at, what they need to work on, the debt to income ratio. I know that gets a lot of people, they don't usually understand. So now's the time to look into that. So would you say today, if everything was perfect, if they had everything they needed, now's the time to buy?
I would say yes. And the reason why I say this is because the economy's shifting. We all know it. But if you lock into a fixed mortgage to where you're comfortable with that payment, you're golden because you know you can make that payment. You know, you rent for the next year, 2 years, landlords, apartment complexes, they know the market's shifting. So what are they going to do? Go up on rent.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like you know, 2 years from now, they may have went up on rent $150, $200 maybe, you know, within the, you know, every, and if you're month to month, it's even worse, you know? So I say, if you have what you need, if you have a down payment, if your credit is decent, if you can get into a great program, there's incentives as far as seller concessions. You know, I mean, you can get into a house, especially if you're VA, with almost nothing if
Oh,
the seller is willing to pay.
mhm.
And, you know, same with FHA, you know, if you have that down payment, that 3.5%, seller can pay up to 6% in your closing costs and prepaids. You're basically just bringing your down payment. It's a great time to lock into a payment that's comfortable because when we come out of this, you're going to gain nothing but equity.
There you go. Exactly. And you guys have a really cool app. Tell us about the app. You guys.
Oh yes, it is. It is called. Oh my gosh, not. I can't even remember what it's called, but it's really cool. Basically, you sign up for it. You text a little like 4-digit code, and then you sign up, and it helps you calculate your mortgage payments. It does everything for you. It's really awesome, and it alerts me too, so I know if you're out there shopping and you're trying to, you know, see what purchase price is a comfortable payment for you. I can always reach out and, you know, let you know what exactly we can do to kind of help you and make sure that you are indeed pre-qualified for that amount.
Awesome. All right. Well, that is all great stuff. I appreciate
Hard tap.
hard. You knew it was coming.
Yeah.
Well, yes. Everybody know how they can get in contact with you.
So you can reach me at www.jacksmortgagemom.com. That will take you straight to my application. My telephone number is 904-418-3779. And my email is rbroadwell@envoymortgage.com. So I'd love to help.
Yes, yes, ma'am. Awesome. Thank you again. Thank you everyone for watching. Again, I am Victoria Smith with Century 21 Lighthouse Realty. You can reach me on my cell at 386-344-3408 or email victoria.c21jax@gmail.com. Thank you all for watching, and thank you again, Rachel. You have a great day.
Thanks for having me, Victoria.